Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are here today to do my TBR for March using my Snail Trail game that is new to my channel. So if you haven't seen the breakdown of the board or the rules or kind of how this game is going to pan out and you want to see that before jumping into this, I will link it up in the cards as well as down below, and this is also going to be on a playlist of all the TBR Snail Trails going forward as well. So let's talk about how I did in February before we jump into the rules for March. So I did okay in February, not great. I read 2 of the books. So I read Amari and the Night Brothers and Heartstopper Volume 4. So I think this was high rated and this was for queer reads. Enjoyed both of those immensely. I did DNF Sea State, which was the book that was picked at the end of the game by the die roll, and this just wasn't for me. I feel like it is not billed the way that it delivered, so the story was just going in a direction I was not interested in. So yeah, I DNF'd this one. And then I am currently still in the middle of Goliath. I'm about 60% through it, and I do actually expect to finish this by the end of the month. It is the 24th when I'm filming this, so I will be finishing this over the weekend. And then I did not even start either of these. So I didn't start Infinite Country, which was for the letter prompt, and I got an I, which, by the way, this is for sci-fi. And then this one was for long book, and I did not get to this one either. So these 2 going back on the shelf, but I did okay for the month of February. It was kind of a rough month, to be honest. I had a period there where I just was not interested in picking up a book, so that contributed to it, along with it being a slightly shorter month. So yeah, hoping that March will be better. I do have a little bit of time off coming up in March for my birthday, because March is my birthday month. Yay! So I always take off a little bit of time around my birthday, and this year is no different, so I will be doing that. And yeah, so let's jump into the roles. I am trying to prioritize a couple of things this month. I am behind on reading books by Black women, so I joined a challenge to read 20 books by Black women in 2022. I would love to read more than 20 books by Black women, but I have been finding somehow that I'm either reading a lot of books by women or a lot of books by Black men. So I am trying to prioritize the books that I own that are by Black women. So that's going to be one of the things that I am looking to fulfill prompts with those books. And then the Women's Prize for Fiction long list is going to be announced in just a few days, so March the 8th. And I am going to try yet again to read the shortlist, which isn't announced for a while, but I will start reading them with the long list. So I am trying to put on at least 1, maybe 2 books that I think could potentially make the long list so that I can maybe be ahead. I don't know. We'll see. I could pivot with some of the choices that I make for the prompts this game, or, you know, the TBR could fall apart once that list is announced, depending on how excited I am about the books on that list. But all of that is here nor there. Let's jump into the actual rolls. All right, roll number 1. We have a 2. I think we started off last game with a 1, so here we go. We have a library book. All right, the first one we got was library book, which works out pretty great considering I just got this from the library, and I am very excited to read it. So Alexis Hall wrote the book Boyfriend Material, which I really enjoyed. I read that, well, I listened to the audiobook of that from Libro FM. Grayson was an infant, so it's been probably a year and a half now since I listened to that, but this just came out. This is his new book, and I am very, very excited to get into this. I don't know a ton about it. I think there is ace representation in here, and I know that it is queer and historical, and that's about all I know. Roll number 2. We're getting low numbers. Oh, this one's fun. So pick 3 cards and choose 1 prompt. So let me do that. So I've got 3 cards here. We have an adult book, color wheel, or a debut author. We're going to go with adult book because I already know what I want to pick for this. All right, and then I got the card, pick 3 prompts, and then choose the one that you want. And as you will have seen, color wheel, debut author, and an adult were the prompts that I picked, and I went with adult. So for that one, I'm going to go with The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. I'm not sure if I pronounced that wrong. This is a book that Simon from Savage Reads has raved about, and the last time he went that hard about a book was Hamnet, which is one of my favorite books of all time. So I am expecting to really love this. When I went into my local bookstore and asked them if they had it, she said no, but it was their book club and they really, really enjoyed it the month before. But she did order it for me and she said it was incredible. So I think, you know, I will be honest and say that I don't exactly know what this is about. All right, roll number 3. We have, is that a 1? We have a 1. Oh my goodness. All right. Author you've read before. So for an author that I've read before, I'm going to be going with Blonde Roots by Bernardine Evaristo. I have read all of the books in these editions by Bernardine Evaristo, and I have had kind of like mixed reception of them. I really loved Girl, Woman, Other, and I really loved Mr. Loverman, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Soul Tourist. And then I'm blanking on what the 4th one was called, but it was sort of like an in-between. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, so it was just okay. So I'm very much interested in this one. This one is basically if the transatlantic slave trade was flipped, so if white people were slaves and black people were slave holders. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how she does this because she's masterful. Even the ones I didn't like, I still could see what she was going for. It just wasn't for me. So this I am very, very excited to read. Roll number 4. Not making great progress here. What is that? Oh, that's a 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. We have intimidating. So for intimidating, this is where I may pivot a little bit. I'm giving myself that option because while I really do want to read South to America, obviously it was on my TBR this month and I didn't get to it. There's a book that I will be shocked if it's not on the long list. And if it makes the long list, I'm pretty certain it's going to make the short list. And that is The Love Songs of E.B. Du Bois. And I'm gonna get in early and read it because it is 800 pages and I am very intimidated by this book. So basically that's to say that if this book makes the long list, I will be reading it. If it does not, then I will be reading this instead because obviously I own this. I'm really excited to read this, but The Love Songs of E.B. Du Bois is one that I want to read, but wouldn't necessarily prioritize for right now, except that if it's on the Women's Prize for Fiction, it's going to take me a minute to read it, so I want to go ahead and get started. So there we go. This is going great, guys. I don't even know what we're on. Roll number 5. The 7. All right. right, and for that we have matches my outfit. All right. For matches my outfit, I'm wearing this red tank top. That's all you're getting. I'm wearing sweatpants. I am not put together today. I just felt like filming this, so I went with it, and I won't apologize for that. So I picked a book that had red on the cover. It's not totally red, but I don't have any books that are totally red on the cover, and I am just dying to read this. I've actually started it, but I think I'm going to start it over again because it feels like one of those books that you need to read in its entirety, like in one sitting if you can, which is what I would love to do. But this is Open Water, and this is about two people, and I think it's just like a love story across years. Like they are friends, and how this relationship develops. I have heard nothing but incredible things about this. The writing in what I've already read is absolutely lyrical and beautiful, and yeah, I just can't wait to dig into this one. All right. Another one. So we have medium paced. So medium paced is one that I always have a lot of choice with because a lot of books get classified as medium paced on the story graph, but I chose to go with The Travelers. This is another book by a Black woman that I saw recommended by a number of people on Instagram, and this one I think is maybe interconnected short stories. I'm not entirely sure, but it just sounded really good based on the recommendations and based on what I read on Storygraph. And there appear to be pictures in there, so I wonder if this is more essays. What says characters? Anyways, yeah, this one, it's beautiful, first of all, but yeah, very excited to read this one as well. I think I've said that for all of these, but so far, even though we're climbing up there in number of books, the prompts have been pretty nice to me. You're on what, roll number 7? Oh, this is out of control already. 5. Then we have, of course we have Animorphs. All right, why not? Oh, I feel like I'm not going to get out of a month without reading an Animorphs book right now, which is fine. I think I mentioned this before, but I was able to get the ebooks of these. If I can find the link again, I will link it down below, but basically someone on Reddit made them into PDFs or EPUBs or something, which is great because these pages make me sneeze a lot, and that can sometimes be what prevents me from carrying on with the series, is because I just don't want to handle the old books, because old paper is one of my like main allergies. But I am currently up to Megamorphs 3, the Alfangor's Secret, which is the Megamorphs are just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to tell you what this is about because we're deep. We're deep in this twisted, messed up story. And this gives away, even the back of it gives away a lot of information that like you don't need to know if you don't want to know. But yeah, so Megamorphs are multi-perspective, so it bounces between all of the different Animorphs. And then we're just, I guess we're finding out what Alfangor did, which, yeah. Roll number 8? Is this really roll number 8? All right, so we're gonna do a TBR game now. That was a 2. We have Scrabble TBR. We haven't played this one before. All right, I've got it. So we're gonna spell linger, which is for a book that has lingered on my TBR. For our Scrabble TBR, we got, or I spelled the word linger, so a book that's been on my TBR for a while, or a book that has lingered on my TBR. So I was looking at really anything that had been on my TBR for more than a year. And Washington Black definitely fits that bill. I can't remember when I got it, but it definitely wasn't in the last 2 years because I bought this in Winchester, Virginia, and we have not traveled in 2 years. So yes, this is another book that is written by a Black woman, and this is a story about a boy who, I think that he, like the brother of the plantation owner, takes him with him as like his assistant, and they go around the world or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I knew what this is about when I bought it, but it has been a minute. I remember I tried to listen to the audiobook and I was not a fan of the audiobook of this, so I'm looking forward to reading the physical copy of this. Hopefully this will be the last roll. Yes, 7. So let's see what we've got from here. And then last but certainly not least is the pick from the die, and we got 7 in the stack, which was this one, which is Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. And this is, I for the longest time I thought this was nonfiction, but it's actually a fictional story that I still don't know anything about, because I've had this book. This is probably one of the books that's been on my TBR the longest at this point. I think I've had this since either 2015 or 2017. And it, yeah, still has the bookmark from Elliott Bay Books in it from when Adam sent this to me. So sorry, Adam, that I have not prioritized this book, but it's going on the TBR, and I am very excited to read this. I'll be honest and say, because of what I'm trying to prioritize this month, this still might not get read this month, but I'm going to try, because I do really want to get into this story sooner rather than later, because I do feel excitement about it, and I want to hold on to that. All right, this is intimidating, honestly. We'll see if I get these read in March, but this is a really exciting set of books, so I'm looking forward to all of these. Like I said, this one might get switched out for the love stories or love songs of E.B. Du Bois, which is even chunkier. We'll see. Yeah, so let me know if you've read any of those, if you enjoyed them, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.